right, studio time check says it's 36 minutes past 2 p.m. Today is the second to the last day in the month of August. We give God all the glory that we're seeing today. We'll see tomorrow and even many more days. Good afternoon to you, dear listener. Thank you for tuning to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State. Here we broadcast wholesome content. It's as simple as that. Content that is suitable for every single member of the family, whether your children, your teenagers, your young adults, if you're a middle-aged person, if you're a senior, whatever, if you're married, single, whatever stage of life you're in, you'll find something that is suitable for you here at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. A wonderful Saturday afternoon, right here. You can follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, at Wells Radio 893. We have a specially curated Facebook page for you, our dear fans. So we'd like you to like us on that Facebook page. It's at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. I'll take that again. Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Now, if you're saying, oh, I love your shows, but, I don't stay in Ibadan. I travel from, I travel all the time. It's fine. We have you covered because you can listen directly via our website, www.wellsradio893. Now, at the same time, we also urge you to do business with us. Come advertise your products, your services. I said that when I started, I led with the fact that we are the number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State. And, if your business and your services are targeted towards members of the family, we, urge you to come here to, advertise your goods, your services, your products, what you do. If you have messages that you want to reach the whole of, Oyo State and the world in general, come here. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is your best partner for success in that regard. And I promise you, our prices are not extravagant. They're not exorbitant. They are very, very, okay. So you can either walk into our office, our business premises here along Alafin Avenue, Oliole Estate, Ibadan. And it's well known. If you're coming on a bike, if you're, driving, you can input it into the Google maps and you get your way here. If you're taking a bike, the bike may know this place. Just tell them you're going to Wells Radio. They know where you're going to. Additionally, if you can't make it down here, it's fine. You can send us an email to realwellsradio@gmail.com. I'll take that again. That's REAL, realwellsradio@gmail.com. Or you can just send us a WhatsApp message. We made it as simple as possible. Just send us a WhatsApp message to 0915 4999 And one more thing that you do for me, dear fan, go on YouTube and like Wells Television. So this is a new arm of the Wells family that has come up, and I assure you, as many wholesome content that you find on Wells Radio, you find many more on Wells Television. Okay, so go and subscribe to our Facebook channel at Wells Television, and it's also on Facebook at Wells Television. Having said all that, I welcome you this afternoon to our wonderful program, Meet the Press. On this show, we bring, influential people, with good standing in the society. They come and meet the press, as the program, itself talks about. We ask them questions. You get to ask them questions by being a part of the show as well. And, they talk to us about the things that we need to know. My name is Bolanle Udueku Ayola, and I'm not alone. I'm joined by the panel today. On the panel, I won't do the introductions as we usually do. I'll start the introduction from our producer. Our producer is such a great man, because if you listen to Meet the Press ever since we started, it's never a dull moment. It's never a wishy-washy moment or an anyhow moment. We always have standard guests right here, and the man that is responsible for it is here today on the show, Chief Yomi Davies. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, brother. Thanks so much.
You're welcome, sir. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm good. I'm fine. Happy weekend to you.
Same
and
to you,
our
sir.
fans, to our listeners out there. Happy weekend to everybody.
Yes, sir. So, you're joining us not for the first time on Meet the Press, more like the second or the third time. I'd like to just do a quick question. As it's not every time, we get you on the show like this. When looking out for guests for Meet the Press, what's always the foremost thing in your mind?
Oh, one, to make the program what do you call what I would say a flagship, and of course to give it a standard, the standard by which people know West Radio, and those are the first, the two things that come to my mind. First of all, just to make sure that the standard is maintained, and then to make the program retain its status of a flagship.
Thank you very much, sir. So you'll be joining us at least for the first half of the show today. So you're welcome once again, sir.
Thanks so much.
That's Chief Yomi Davies, our producer on Meet the Press. We also have Mr. Chukwemi Kamunachiso, our co-panelist. How are you doing today?
I'm okay.
The weather has been it's been a very wet day.
Yeah, it has been raining, and then it will rain, it will stop, and we thank God for the weather.
Thank God.
We do thank God for the
He's
weather.
a farmer.
So you'll be happy.
I'll be happy. I'll be happy.
All right, while we await our other panel member on the show today, we'll get started, and I'll just introduce our guest on the show to you today. Our guest today is the Oyo State NAPTIP commander, Mr. Kayode Alfred. Now, he has been on this show before, and I know that one of the things we pointed out on the last show was that we're going to speak more in indigenous languages to ensure that it's not just the spray English, that we're also going to speak more in indigenous languages, in Pidgin and in Yoruba, to ensure that this message is going far and wide. So you're welcome, sir. Thank you for coming again.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone in the studio.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good to have you.
All right, we're glad to have you back, and thank you so much for all of the questions that you answered during the last session, and we look forward to much more today.
It's always my pleasure to do that.
All right, sir. So, Kabere bye. Since we've said we want to speak more in indigenous languages, nítorí nígbà tẹ́ wá lọ́jọ́ kìíní àná gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ bí àjọ NAPTIP ṣe jẹ́ iṣẹ́ tí àjọ NAPTIP ń ṣe àfi bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ ní èdè abínibí ìyẹn ni mo bẹ́ẹ̀ ni màá ti fẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ́ni. Kí ni àjọ NAPTIP? Báwo gangan ni kí ni àjọ NAPTIP ń ṣe fún àwọn ọmọ aráàlú?
Àjọ NAPTIP ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ nǹkan púpọ̀ la máa ń ṣe, ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá wò ìgbà tí mo wá ní a few months ago.
Few weeks.
Is it few weeks? Okay, few weeks. Okay, bí ọ̀sẹ̀ bí mẹ́ta mẹ́rin sẹ́yìn mo sọ nípa nǹkan tájọ wa ń ṣe. Mo lè jẹ́ kó dá everybody lójú pé àjọ wa ti agbófinró ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ táwọn ti federal government ni. Federal government àjọ tí ìjọba àpapọ̀ yà sọ́tọ̀, that's focal agency, is a specialized agency láti máa investigate, ìyẹn ká wádìí fínífíní, ká tó prosecute, ìyẹn ká gbé àwọn tó bá rúfin
àfúrásì lọ́sílẹ̀-ẹjọ́.
ẹ lè fúnra sí yàn tó lè yẹ pé at the end of the day kó má rúfin. So kí n gbé well let me just sọ kínní until tí court bá dájọ́ pé èèyàn báyìí ó jẹ̀bi ẹ̀sùn yìí kó tó di pé ẹni náà a lè sọ pé ọ̀daràn ni ó jẹ̀bi ẹ̀sùn yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo ìgbà tá a bá ń wádìí yẹn àfúrásì ni that person is still a suspect. Láti gbé dé court ó ti di defendant. Tí court bá dẹ̀ ti lè convict ẹ̀ ó ti di tó bá sentence bá dẹ̀ convict wá kọ́ conviction àkọ́kọ́ wá the sentence ó ti di ọ̀daràn nìyẹn. So àwa máa ń ṣe ìwádìí, a máa ń ṣe prosecution tí mo sọ lórí ìwà ọ̀daràn tó jọmọ́ ìfiniṣòwò ẹrú, ìlò ọmọ ènìyàn nílòkulò. Àjọ wa kò dẹ̀ tán síbẹ̀ because a tún ní àwọn nǹkan tá a máa ń ṣe, torí mo ṣàlàyé pé a ní strategy kan tá à ń pè 5P. Mo dẹ̀ ní the first one ni ká develop ká dẹ̀ implement àwọn policies àwọn laws àwọn regulations tó jọ mọ́ kí ìwà ọ̀daràn ìfini ṣòwò ẹrú yìí àti kí lẹ́nu ṣe àwọn ọ̀daràn yẹn nìkan àwọn tó lò nílòkulò yẹn ká tún make sure pé àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ ká ṣe protection tó yẹ ká give like sheltering tàbá rescue wọn sheltering psychosocial support bá ṣe máa sọ̀rọ̀ sí wọn torí àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan ní wọn kò sí ní nǹkan tó ju wọn ti rí ó máa affect gbogbo bó ṣe máa ronú their emotions everything bá ṣe máa make sure pé ṣe ètò tó máa jẹ́ kí wọ́n tún lè padà sí ipò tó wà kó tó di pé wọ́n lọ fi wọ́n ṣòwò ẹrú tá à ń sọ yẹn so empowerment náà dẹ̀ máa wà because ẹlòmíì most of àwọn èèyàn àìníṣẹ́ poverty mọ̀ èèyàn tó bá níṣẹ́ gidi tó ń ṣe dáadáa báyìí ó máa ṣòro kí ẹ náà jẹ́ victim of trafficking tá à ń sọ wọ́n lò nílòkulò dó àti ráwọn tó yẹ pé wọ́n níṣẹ́ náà gidi tó yẹ pé out of àìmọ̀kan ignorance wọn ní exposure yẹn wọ́n gbọ́rú àwọn program báyìí tó máa jẹ́ kó ojú wọn là láti mọ̀ pé ìfiniṣòwò ẹrú yìí ó real you understand kò dẹ̀ tó tán síbẹ̀ àtúnpè kan ní mo ti sọ pa investigation and prosecution then victim protection that is bá ṣe máa dáàbò bo àwọn tí yẹ kó wọn ti lò nílòkulò yẹn tára wọn máa fi yá tá fi ọkàn wọn fi balẹ̀ that's the third one that's protection then the fourth one is public enlightenment ká lọ a lè wá sórí rédíò orí tv ẹ lè rí àwọn officers wa ní lójú títì tó ń polongo ìfiniṣòwò ẹrú is real ẹ má yẹ kí yẹn pa ìtàn yìí báyìí wọ́n á máa sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wọ́n á máa pín àwọn leaflets àdètú àwọn social media tẹ́ bá check Facebook tẹ́ bá check Instagram Twitter àjọ wa ní gbogbo àwọn handles ń bẹ tẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn tó bá wà online
ẹ bá dárúkọ àwọn
okay for like Facebook is at naptip Nigeria tẹ́ bá lọ bẹ̀ anything tẹ́ ní láti mọ̀ pa human trafficking àtàwọn achievement àti ẹ̀ ti make ẹ máa rí àwọn tó yẹ pé wọ́n ti lòyàn nílòkulò ẹ máa rí picture wọn bẹ̀ tí court ti ní kọ́ máa lọ sẹ́wọ̀n ẹ máa rí wọn bẹ̀ oríṣiríṣi ẹ máa rí bá a ṣe ń polongo ẹ má jẹ́ kí èèyàn tàn yín o èèyàn tó bá ní kí wọ́n máa mú yín lọ sí ìlú òyìnbó kẹ́ máa sanwó ẹ máa lọ ṣiṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀ irọ́ ni o gbogbo àwọn red flags ẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ láti jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ tí máa sọ fún yín pé àárọ̀ ẹ̀ the first call bóyá èèyàn tó ń listen sí program yìí tó ló sọ pé orí rédíò ló ń ti rí nọ́mbà mi kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ó ní àwọn agbófinró kan kì í ṣe tiwa o ni wọ́n wá arrest onílé kí ló ṣe ó ní wọ́n mú un lọ sí àjọ wọn wípé dandan ó máa san iye owó kan fún yàn kan tó wà ní Baghdad báwo ló ṣe mọ̀ ẹni yẹn ó ní ọ̀rẹ́ òun ní nọ́ọ̀bù tó ti pẹ́ táwọn ti ríra ṣùgbọ́n wá pé òun lórí fóònù nígbà ó tó jẹ́ ibo lọ́wọ́ ó ní wọ́n Baghdad òun ṣiṣẹ́ nígbà ṣé òun máa láìka àti wá ṣiṣẹ́ ní Baghdad ó dẹ̀ ní oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ lòun ó dẹ̀ ó ní owó wà ń bẹ̀ gan o ó ní ó dẹ̀ bá òun gba ó sẹ́ndì owó fún international passport òun gbà ó ní máa wá ṣiṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ ń bẹ̀ yẹn pé wọ́n máa ń fún wọn lówó gidi gan bẹ̀ yẹn ó dẹ̀ ní iṣẹ́ tailor lòun ṣe ó dẹ̀ ní òun dẹ̀ gbà ń pò máa wá ó ní ó ra flight ticket ó ti prepare everything ó ní ìgbà tóun dẹ̀ wá wo visa mo dẹ̀ sọ fún yín pé irú àwọn kìíní electronic visa wọ́n máa ṣẹ́wà fún it's very easy you just apply tẹ́ bá dé ìlú yẹn destination yẹn ni wọ́n ṣe wọn máa stamp visa yẹn sí inú international passport so easy àti get ó náà wá wo visa tó fún un pé just visiting visa ó máa lò 60 days nígbà wá ní iṣẹ́ 60 days náà máa ṣe báyìí nígbà wá nínú kóun ṣáà máa wọrí kóun ṣáà tẹ̀ kọ̀kọ́ wá mọ́ náà bí tóun bá débẹ̀ ó ní bí àwọn nǹkan tó ń gbọ́ lórí rédíò bóyá ilé náà ní Wells Radio àdìgbà yẹn ló ń ti kọ nọ́mbà sílẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ ń lọ́kì ló first ó jí mi láàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù wọn á ní okay kí wàá ló fẹ́ ṣe ó ní àwọn kan wá gbé òun nílé pẹ̀lú ọkọ ọ̀rẹ́ òun yẹn wípé ó máa san some millions of naira since tó ti ní òun lè lọ mọ́ ọ́ dandan ó máa lọ ní o ṣe fòdìdé lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì pé kí ni irú jákujàku lélẹ̀ fún mi ní àwọn ó describe wọn ok màá gbé ìgbésẹ̀ mo dẹ̀ sọ fún tó bá ti pè ẹ́ má bá anybody jiyàn sọ pé ó ti gbọ́ because èmi máa gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ pé àtàwọn tó ń ṣerú kíní ẹ̀ ọ̀daràn gan làwọn ìgbà wá ti máa ṣe tipẹ́ fáwọn èèyàn ẹ̀yin tó yẹ kẹ́ dáàbò bo àwọn aráàlú tó yẹ kó sọ fún ẹnìyẹn pé kò lè possible kò lè lọ anywhere àwọn ló tún wá ń force ẹ̀ ń sìn ìwé ó máa lọ yẹ rírun nǹkan yẹn tí ìyàn tó fún tó bá dé bẹ́ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìwà tí ẹni wù sí láti Baghdad ṣe rò pé tó bá dé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rò pé ó máa ṣe dáadáa sí ni.
ṣé àwọn agbófinró yẹn tẹ̀ ń sọ yẹn ṣé àwọn agbófinró gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì náà ni.
mi ì fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ jù but àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ kan fún aráàlú ni wọ́n ó sọ wọ́n mo ti mọ bí táwọn yẹn ti wá a dẹ̀ máa gbé ìgbésẹ̀.
ẹ ṣeun sà ẹ jẹ́ ń béèrè ìbéèrè kan.
ẹ jọ kí n tó parí kò tán síbẹ̀ a dẹ̀ tún máa ń nǹkan tá à ń pè ní collaboration and partnership with media maybe with West Radio or electronic media the print media at least for sensitization sister law enforcement agency àwọn bíi police civil defence immigration DSS àjọ ń ṣe papọ̀ ni in course of intelligence sharing wọ́n lè fún wa ní àwọn information kankan pé ẹ̀wò or tó bá arrest àwọn tó suspect ẹ̀wò àfúnrásá àwọn ẹgbà police ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ àjọ ń ṣe papọ̀ ní DSS ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ civil defence gbogbo immigration you understand pẹ̀lú gbogbo ara ìyẹn là ń pè ní collaboration and partnership pẹ̀lú àwọn civil society organizations like last week ibi méjì mo ti lọ ṣe ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àwọn CSOs kan tán they are into child protection àwọn kọ́sìkọ́ dáàbò bo àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké to give them protection and prevent them from neglect, abuse, exploitation and violence. mo lọ dá àwọn èèyàn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ibi tá a wá ó jìnnà ṣé ẹ lè wá kí wọ́n máa fún àwọn èèyàn ní ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ because most of àwọn nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ sọ àgbọ̀ rí. tí n bá sọ fún yín pé ara nǹkan tí mo tẹ̀ máa fẹ́ ká tiẹ̀ sọ lónìí because mo sọ fún wọn mo ní kíní kan ṣẹlẹ̀ ó ti wà in the media mi kò tí nobody has forwarded a formal complaint àwọn kan wà sí tó yẹ pé àwọn ọmọ university àwọn ọmọ polytechnic àwọn young girls wọ́n target ń sìn mi kò wá ta ovaries wọn it's very common in Ibadan now even in Lagos State even documentary kan wà about 2 months ago a particular good kini is becoming something else mo de sọ fún yín pé ó contravene a particular section, that's section 20 of the Trafficking Trafficking Persons Prohibition Enforcement Act and
ẹ jẹ́ wá béèrè báyìí lórí bó ti yẹ pé ìbéèrè tí mo fẹ́ béèrè ọ̀tọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé yẹn sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ náà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ yìí àwọn tó ń lọ ń bá àwọn ọ̀dọ́mọbìnrin tó ń wà ní iléèwé gíga èèyàn kan wá bá mi sìn ká ní ọmọ skul ni mi kéèyàn kan wá bá mi sìn pé màá gbọ́ pé ibì kan o wọ́n ní wọ́n ń ta ẹyin tó ń ṣe eggs pé fún àwọn tí bóyá wọn ò lè bímọ àbí nǹkan kan ṣé kì í ṣe pé èèyàn tiẹ̀ sọ pé ok ó ti kọjá 18 years old which is the legal age fún adult ó ti kọjá 18 years old ó ti gbọ́jú bọ́n ó ti jẹ́ àgbàlagbà adult according to constitution Nigeria so báwo lẹ́yìn fẹ́ sọ pé bóyá ẹni tó wá bá tó sọ fún pé wọ́n ń ṣe nǹkan báyìí fún iye báyìí ṣé títà yẹn gan ṣó tàpá sófin Nàìjíríà ni.
báwo ni ẹ ṣe lè máa ta ẹ̀yà ara èèyàn kódà.
ó náà mo ṣe kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ béèrè pé ṣé torí àwọn kan ló ṣe IVF.
good ẹ ṣe mọ̀ pé èèyàn lè volunteer ó wù mí mo ti rí yàn tó yẹ pé ó donate kidney fún ọkọ ẹ̀.
so títà fún owó yẹn ó tàpá sófin.
fún títà yẹn fún owó yẹn ni ò dáa báwo ni wọ́n ṣe máa commercialize kọ́ máa ta ẹ̀yà ẹ̀ àwọn tó ń ṣe yẹn ó yẹ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé they will definitely the whole thing will degenerate to kọ́ máa abduct àwọn èèyàn kọ́ tí wọ́n mọ́ bí gan kọ́ máa jẹ́ kọ́ lọ anywhere kọ́ dẹ̀ máa yọ àwọn ovaries yẹn all these things ó máa lead to káwọn yẹn tẹ̀ máa murder àwọn èèyàn because àwọn tó ń ṣe kíní ẹ̀ you know the last time mo wá mo sọ̀rọ̀ nípa removal organ harvesting mo dẹ̀ sọ pé that's trafficking of persons for the purpose of removal and sale of organ tissue and cell. When there's organs, and we are talking about the kidney, the liver, the lungs, the pancreas. You understand? When there are tissues on soil, I want you to buy any the flesh. Then cells stand soil, and so cell could be sperm cell, and it could be ovaries, ovary. You understand? And when you want ovary, I want what they more specialize in this part, they are specialists in this particular form of human trafficking. Well, I mean, immediately in the course of iṣẹ́ tí mo ń ṣe, mo ti rí àwọn tó yọ kidney wọn tó dé lọ́ta. Mo ti rí yàn tó tán lọ sí India tí mo rí báyìí physically because òun ló fún wa ní information yẹn báyìí. Nígbà wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe fún another person. Wọ́n tán lọ India though he accepted ń pé ó máa ta kidney o. But ìgbà tó dé India, ṣé mo pé àwọn people yìí, ìyẹn la ń pè ní illicit removal. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ó ní ohun tiẹ̀ òun ṣàjẹun wọ́n dẹ̀ fún tíì ìgbà tó máa fi jí wàhálà òun ṣe bákan bọ̀ kò tètè discover pé wọ́n ti yọ kidney o wọ́n á sọ fún pé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n ti examine ara ẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ rí pé kidney títí ẹ̀ kò ṣe wọn pé compatibility gbọ́dọ̀ wà tó bá fẹ́ ṣe transplant yẹn ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà compatible with ìyẹn tó fẹ́ fún so wọ́n kàn sọ fún pé sorry àwọn ti examine ara ẹ̀ but kidney kò bá ti ìyẹn tó fẹ́ lò fún
láì mọ̀ pọ́n ti yọ tẹ́lẹ̀.
wọ́n dẹ̀ wá fún flight ticket gbà padà sí Nàìjíríà wọ́n dẹ̀ padà sí Èkó bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n promise ẹ̀ 15 million wọ́n máa fún gbà yẹn I'm talking about like 7 years ago.
so ìbéèrè tí mo wá ìbéèrè yẹn.
ìbéèrè yẹn ẹ béèrè ìbéèrè
ẹni tó wá sọ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òun á ta o rárá irú oníkídìní yìí náà ẹni tó sọ pé òkè òun á ta òun mọ gbogbo ewu tó wà ń bẹ̀ òun mọ torí ìgbà mi máa sáìn náà wọn àtọwọ́ bọ̀wé ni òun mọ gbogbo ewu tó wà ń bẹ̀ tí n bá fún ẹ oye báyìí ló máa fún mi ẹni tó sọ pé òun máa ta yẹn gangan ìwà tó wù yẹn ṣó tàpá sófin Nàìjíríà.
nǹkan tí mo sọ náà mo ti answer question mo ní it's not right is ó tàpá sí òfin.
it's against the laws.
báwo nìyẹn ṣe máa ta bọ́dì.
ṣé o pé aláti máa béèrè báyìí nítorí àwọn tó bá ń gbọ́ ẹlòmíì lè ní nǹkan tó bá wù mí ni mo lè fi ra mi ṣe.
Wait ìyẹn lè decide that he give out alright for coffee and all that. That's for therapeutic purpose. You understand? That's for medical purpose. You understand? When you're sick, whether it's going to liver, whether I know it is she, whether more. Definitely, is in your team about more. You might give kidney for. Could say anybody to my maybe a stranger that mobile phone kidney me. We are relation here. We are okay. We are brother. We are sister. You understand? You only deduce because kidney kan ṣe lè ṣiṣẹ́ fún yàn. You understand? But tó bá tí ẹ kan bá tó lọ pack up nǹkan.
So ọ̀rọ̀ tá a sọ yìí bí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà ìpèrè máa dùn ni.
Very ṣe rí ti case yẹn ìgbà tí case yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀ mo sọ fún yàn kan pé wọ́n lè escape that they go to jail and they did. Ṣebí December ni ìyàwó ẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe release ẹ̀ and sentence ẹ̀ ṣe over higher than ti ìyàwó ẹ̀ àti doctor yẹn náà doctor to the middle distance. So the issue of one time to make money for financial gain, all wrong.
Okay.
You understand? It must not be encouraged.
I want to ask you a question, yes. Mr. Kayode Alfred. This thing you are doing, because you mentioned social media handles,
yes,
where people can find out some of the activities of your agency.
Yes.
And what you are doing is a grassroots work.
Yes.
Do you think some of our people may have access to social media handle to know exactly what you are doing with your agency? Because I still believe that for this message to pass across our people, there must be something indigenous. Not everybody is on the social media.
Definitely.
Not everybody has power.
Definitely.
Not everybody is in a place where they can have access to some of these things. And if you look at some of the phones our people are using in the rural communities, most of them are not.
They are not smartphones.
They are not smartphones. They have this one the Yoruba people call Tonosobe. So how do you tell them? How do you educate them exactly? Because some of them are the most victims. Some of the people at the grassroots are the worst victims of this thing you are saying. How are you making every effort?
We have been making efforts and they are proof to that because we
How?
go by going there, organizing sensitization programs.
You know, the last time you came,
Yes.
I still believe in one thing.
Yes.
I don't know whether your agency doesn't have the allocation, but I will keep saying it, that the best way, look, let me give you an example. When it is time to pay children's school fees,
Yes.
there is a way teacher communicates with the parents through the children. Your child will come home, daddy, pay my school fees, mommy, pay my school fees. Even though you have paid, because they don't know whether you have paid or not, they will still be singing it. I still remember that in the days of MAMSA, most of the things government did were done in indigenous languages. And these things were all radio stations, those who can read will see it in newspaper, in their own language. People love their languages.
Sure.
And if you depend solely on social media, sorry.
Excuse me, please. I think I'm being misconceived here. I just mentioned the social media as part of the avenues we reach out to people.
Yes, I'm still coming.
I don't think anybody will come and tell me now that we've not been going to remote areas, sensitizing.
What I'm saying is that
we have been doing that. That's what I tell you.
And I'm telling you that if you do it in indigenous languages and in literature,
I told you we have not been doing it. We have literature in English, in Yoruba, in respect of this campaign against human trafficking. There's somebody that visits me in the office that I don't give all these IEC materials. You understand?
Information. If you wait for people to visit you,
why are you saying that?
Okay, let me come in.
Please, let me just get this, please, because I think I'm being misconstrued there.
Okay.
I told you that there are various avenues, various channels. I just mentioned social media as just one.
Just one.
I told you about a street. Even you see some of my officers, because we have a roster. You understand? We have a timetable that we engage in all these campaigns on the street. You see them with banners. You see them in different. For instance, Oyo State has statutory local government. We have mapped out some local government that this particular month we go to this local government. We tell people in marketplaces, at the motor parks. Do you know how many cases? I can't count the number of cases that from different motor parks, Akinyele Park, I haven't done sensitization for the National Union of Road Transport Workers, that based on our enlightenment, they were able to decipher some suspected cases of human trafficking, some people on the go, some traffickers that were trying to, move some victims. And they would call us, we swing into actions. So markets, those are marketplaces, motor parks. Then we work with some NGOs at the grassroots level that whenever we want to do, they know the terrain. We work with them, we collaborate. They take us to the remote areas. We first of all go to see their heads, their traditional rulers. You understand? There was a particular ruler, a traditional ruler around Shaki, because that's Okegun side. That was like 2 years ago. The traditional ruler was saying that no, that he will not accept that people from that particular place have been trafficked. That no, he trusts his people. That's what he said. Not up to 3 weeks. One of the victims we rescued came from that particular place. And I told a colleague that just look at look at what their traditional ruler said, because he didn't want to believe it. There are so many of it. Is it all such cases that will be reported to their traditional rulers?
Okay, let me bring in. Thank you so much, sir. I think what Mr. Chukwemeka is trying to say is that as you have said, there have been measures.
Yes.
Àwọn oríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà náà lẹ ti ń gbà láti ṣe dánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fáwọn èèyàn, láti jẹ́ kọ́ mọ̀ bí tẹ́ ṣe sọ, tẹ́ lọ sí àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wọn, tẹ́ ń pín flyer, tẹ́ ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Àwọn kan sọ pé ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ sì lè ṣe sí.
A máa ń ṣe ni.
Òun náà ni
so èèyàn tí ò bá mọ̀ pé a máa ń ṣe kì í ṣe fault wa.
Ẹ sì lè ṣe sí.
Because mo ṣe sọ now at least for evidence, as an evidence, káwọn èèyàn go through some of our social media pages and see what we do regularly. We have a dedicated department. We call it the Public Enlightenment Department in my agency. That's their own mandate. Go out there and sensitize the people. A carry out public enlightenment. Let the people from the grassroots know that human trafficking exists. Let them know the dangers involved.
Ṣé NAPTIP ní torí lára àwọn ọ̀nà láti jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ nǹkan náà tó máa ń sábà dúró sí orí àwọn èèyàn òun lórin ìyẹn ni mo mọ̀ àtọmọdé o àtàgbà o gbà kó dàgbà táwa ń skul gan-an wọ́n máa fẹ́ kó wá ń kọ́ báyìí orin ni so ṣé naptip ní ṣẹmọ̀ irú àwọn orin bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lè collaborate pẹ̀lú àwọn olórin tí wọ́n á kọrin bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn tí mi mọ́ tórin yẹn ṣe fẹ́ lọ so ṣé a rí irú orin bẹ́ẹ̀ fún naptip.
Naptip has been in existence for the past 22 years. Had to so many things, you understand. For instance, like the Oyo State Office 1B. Not until about Lagos Zonal Command was covering this Oyo State before. So there was the need to let's have an office in Oyo State to oversee cases in Oyo State. You understand? So right from time you see some officers in Oyo State, their territory will come and do all these campaigns and whatever, and just like I said, collaborating with CSOs, you understand, to make sure that all these messages are passed. All
right, thank you so much, sir. I would like to bring up our panelists, because I did say that our producer was going to join us for a part of the show, and our panelists have been waiting for. I'm a fine lowo. Guess what? I'm about fine lowo. Mr. Afolabi, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I just want to appreciate your efforts in tackling all cases that you have mentioned. We understand that it's not very easy to cover a state like Oyo State with 3 local governments, especially when the state is divided into like 3 areas, 3 regions. We have the Ibadan zone, the Okeogun zone, the Ogbomoso zone, and it becomes too wide for a particular some few people to handle. We understood also that this campaign must also go down the grassroots, and that is one of the areas Mr. Chukwemeka was trying to say that how best are we be able to tackle the people at the grassroots who don't have smartphones, whose opportunity is not on the internet, whose child did not listen or know what is going on, and they are the most vulnerables. When you talk about the enlightenment, we remember when we were in school, they put us into clubs, to train us, to put us into this in the area at which we become the vanguard of the campaign. We also become the campaign like we have when EFCC came on board. I remember those days. It started with the students, EFCC club, ICPC club. It's not that they are going to be reporting to the headquarters, but just to sensitize when they also go back home. They know what it takes to be an EFCC member, like in the grassroots, like we have Rotary Club. They become a channel at campaigning, at distributing the words and those things that you have said. Important sọ ni pé àwọn ọ̀nà tí ẹ ti gbà yẹn adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín, Ọlọ́run máa pín in ní agbára. Àwa sọ pé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa, àwọn ọmọ wa àti àwọn àgbàlagbà tí wọ́n jẹ́ pé àwọn gangan ni àwọn ni gangan náà máa wà nínú ewu ńlá tá à ń sọ yìí. Tẹ́ bá wo ti former Senate President wa tó jẹ́ pé kíní yìí ta bá wọn lára, ẹ rí i pé ọmọ kékeré ló wà nínú ewu yìí. Tábà yẹ pé àǹtí Bọ́lá pè lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé tó bá jẹ́ pé èèyàn kan wà tó gbọ́ pé wọ́n ń ta ẹ̀yà ara fún owó, tó bá rò pé òun náà ní ẹ̀yà ara kan tóun fẹ́ tà, àwọn nǹkan wo ni ṣé ó tàpá sófin? Ẹ ti sọ pé kò tàpá sófin, ẹ ti pé ó tàpá sófin pé èèyàn kankan gbúdọ̀ dìde, nítorí àti sọ ni pé èèyàn kankan gbúdọ̀ dìde pé òun fẹ́ ta ẹ̀yà ara òun torí pé bí ń pa òun tàbí òun ò lówó lọ́wọ́ àbó ń kọjá lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títí wá gbọ́ pé wọ́n lè ta ẹ̀yà ara. Ẹ ti sọ fún wa pé ó tàpá sófin. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a jẹ́ káwọn ènìyàn wa mọ̀ nípa kíkọ́ àwọn ènìyàn jọ, nípa kíkọ́ àwọn ènìyàn wa jọ ní ìgbèrè níbi ẹsẹ̀ kùkú ibi tí wọ́n wà. Òun ni à ń sọ. Adẹ̀fẹ́ kẹ́ àti wo pé mi ṣe ń bọ̀, mo ti ń wo social media page tẹ́ ẹ sọ yẹn, mo rí pé ilé ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ ti ṣiṣẹ́ tó dáa, iṣẹ́ sì kù síbẹ̀. Iṣẹ́ tó kù síbẹ̀ yẹn òun ni a fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ẹ mọ̀, ká dẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí a ròyìn pé ẹ jẹ́ ká fi kún, torí púpọ̀ èèyàn kan ló mọ iṣẹ́ tí ẹ ń ṣe. A kò máa ń gbọ́ naptep láti Àbújá wá ni, kò dàbí
ẹjọ naptep kọ
sorry naptep láti Àbújá wá, kò dàbí láti Ìbàdàn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ènìyàn wa mọ̀ ní orin ni ẹ̀pọ̀ orin náà la fi máa ń gbé wọlé, oríṣiríṣi orin, oríṣiríṣi ambience, oríṣiríṣi àyàwòrán, pàápàá jùlọ àwọn ọmọléèwé láti primary school tó dà tí ẹ̀ka wá fẹ́ pè wọ́n pé.
ẹjọ kẹ́ tó continue, ẹ má bínú pé some of the things saying zombie, I will just say that they are said out of ignorance. Because at our mandate, at least for the past 3 years, it is the establishment of what we call the 80 Vanguard in primary and secondary school. That's the clubs. In secondary school, in primary school, we call it 80 VAP Club.
Fine.
In secondary school, we call it 80 VAP Vanguard.
Fine.
So is this present in only?
Excuse me.
Is it present in
nationwide?
No, I'm saying, is it present in only public schools or private schools?
Both public and private.
Private, okay.
80 VAP means anti-trafficking. That's acronym for, that's ATIPVAP. Anti-trafficking in persons and violence against persons.
Fine.
Vanguard.
Fine.
I'm sure Timmy will also buy it. Just like BA and Gambi, she's like, can you share the grassroots? Also, EBT and you more because there are some people that are really informed.
No,
it's there in some primary school. And you, the monk, one shibe.
And let me talk about buying pension.
I can castigate one pay. Of with the record, I still have some pictures there I can show you. Secondary school. I might inaugurate here because I need that Jeka from primary school, secondary school, come and pay human trafficking exist. At least ọba mobile wọ́n lè sọ fún
àwọn òbí wọn,
àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wọn nílé,
àti àwọn ibẹ̀ ni,
àwọn òbí wọn, you understand, everywhere tó bá lọ. Mo ṣe lọ sí camp kan tó ṣe fún àwọn teenagers just last week tí mo lọ sensitize wọn, holiday camp, you understand, tí mo lọ sensitize wọn. Àwọn bíi mẹ́ta ni wọ́n sọ pé àwọn kan ti wá láti naptip wá sí bí gbọ́n bọ́kọ́ bèrè náà ìta ló mọ ìtumọ̀ human trafficking, àwọn kan dẹ̀ náà wọ́n sókè. And they gave good answers. Wọ́n ní báwo lẹ ṣe wọ́n? Wọ́n ní àwọn kan wá nígbà kan sí school àwọn tó wá sọ̀rọ̀. We have been doing all these things. It's part of our mandate pé you must establish 80 VAP vanguards in secondary school, 80 VAP clubs in primary schools. And we started with all command secondary schools because we started nationwide together. And I then call reports to our headquarters. You attach pictures. So all these things can show, you know. But àwọn kankan máa fi ń pé wọn ṣiṣẹ́ kankan because ẹ̀yin o àwọn yẹn ò rí iṣẹ́ táwọn ń ṣe ni kò possible pé everybody ló máa rí iṣẹ́ tíyàn ń ṣe. And just like you said, yeah, for instance, Oyo State is very big, we know that. Ta ló sọ pé àkín ṣe grassroots sensitization? Ta ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? 4 days mo fi lọ jókòó sí a particular la fi lọ sí Shaki, I will even mention the name, yes, about 2 years ago. Ta lọ sensitize àwọn oríṣi because we are collaborate pẹ̀lú traditional rule àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ pé gbogbo àwọn subject ẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ ní from ìdílé to ìdílé ẹ mú representative wa. You understand? It was a town hall for 4 days lalo. You understand? But how many people mo máa sọ yẹn fún? But it's true, and the records are there.
Thank you very much, sir. I believe pé ara àwọn di ta fi ń ṣerú àwọn program yìí lórí rédíò náà nìyẹn. Ṣé rí báwa tiẹ̀ mọ̀ ń pa ATVAP àwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa wọ́n lè má mọ̀ ó dẹ̀ dá báyìí tẹ̀ ti ṣàlàyé kódà school ẹni tó ní school mi gan báyìí olùdásílẹ̀ sọ ma pé kíní dẹ̀ dá o.
ẹlòmíì ẹ jẹ́ ń sọ fún yín ẹlòmíì bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti kangi mọ́ etí ẹ̀ ni yes God máa sọ nìyẹn because last week one of my supporters pè mí pé ọ̀gá mọ̀ kan ṣe rántí lady kan báyìí àwọn méjì married women and I could remember vividly wọ́n fẹ́ lọ ṣe ṣàgálà you know I talked about this ṣàgálà yes ó describe wọn because many of them wọ́n máa ń wá ewo which case ó ní àwọn tó ní wọ́n gba passport international passport wọn tó ní àwọn officers wà ní Abuja airport wọ́n ti dá wọn padà wọ́n ti dá wọn padà bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n kọ́ gbé wọn lọ sí shelter for some days wọ́n dẹ̀ counsel wọn. Okay now ibi tẹ́ ń lọ tí ẹ̀ mọ anybody bẹ́ẹ̀ èló lẹ san wọ́n náà wọ́n sọ wọn kankan ibo lẹ máa dé sí wọ́n ní ẹ̀yìn èló and I told you about the kafala migration labour system. You understand? Mo ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ yẹn. Ibe kini is just to enslave people. Sanwó kankan, o máa wọ flight, you understand? Ibi tó máa dé sí àwọn ló máa provide. Oúnjẹ tí wàá jẹ. O dey expecting pé wọ́n dey exploit it. You are their mercy. You understand? So bọ́ ṣe dá wọn padà nìyẹn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ office wa l'Abuja, wọ́n dẹ̀ gba international passport. We got read so many red flags. Kọ́ tó padà wá, wọ́n dẹ̀ fún wọn lówó mọ́tò, ẹ padà lọ sí Ìbàdàn. Ewu wà níbi nǹkan tẹ̀ ń ṣe. Mi wọ́n bọ́ ṣe trace office wa, you understand? Bọ́ ṣe ọjọ́ sí mi lọ́fíìsì ní wọ́n náà kan, mo ní kí ló dé wọ́n ní ọ́fíìsì wa ní Abuja. Mo ní are you sure of what you're saying? Wọ́n ní yes. Wọ́n ní airport làwọn, wọ́n ní kí lẹ ṣe? wọ́n náà wọ́n mọ̀ mo kí lè fẹ́ lọ ṣe bọ́jú sọ mo ní ẹ wò ẹ máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ orí yín ibi tẹ́ ń lọ ewu wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ dá yín padà wọ́n kọ́ counsel wọn everything kọ́ tó fún ọ lówó mọ́tẹ́ padà kò sọ́nà ibi tẹ́ ń lọ yẹn ní ọ́fíìsà mi wá pè mí ní just last week I think on last Friday n pé ṣé mo kí sẹ́yìn pé one of those women married women ni wọ́n o n gbọ́ pé òun pé ẹjọ́ ìyá ti ń jẹun n pé iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ní báwo ló ṣe débẹ̀ mo ní o ṣe béèrè pé báwo ló ṣe padà ní ọ̀tọ̀ sí international passport that's to tell you and that is Egypt kò ṣáà lè rìn lọ Egypt so that's to tell you that àwọn syndicate tó ń package ẹ̀ ń gbà yẹn what do you know wọ́n ti lọ gba another international passport and they were able to make her travel you understand n pé iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ti pọ̀ jù ẹ̀hún òṣìṣẹ́ mọ́ pé kínní mo ní o bá béèrè lọ́yìn pé ṣe bí artist ṣe bá ti ní kó má lọ so o wa lọ sìn yà wá ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wá ń lament ta ló ń lament fún.
eléyìí ni pé fún àwọn èèyàn wa tó bá ní kẹ́ ẹ má ṣe nǹkan ó nídìí àwọn àjọ yìí wọ́n mọ nǹkan tó wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀fà tó ju èje lọ ṣe fẹ́ bèrè.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni number one mo fẹ́ sọ fún àlejò wa wípé gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tí Bọ́láńlé sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan wípé ìdí ẹ̀ta ṣe gbé yín wá gangan ni láti lè interrogate yín ṣe àwọn pé meet the press la pe program yìí ṣe mọ̀ when you are confronted by the press they want to ask questions they want to take you up ṣe mọ̀ on behalf of the public and I think it's an advantage for your organization láti lè come out ẹ̀rí bá ṣe ń sọ ń sìn báyìí àwọn èèyàn ti mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ ti ń lọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn bí a ṣe ń béèrè ó ti ń fún ẹ̀yin ní ó ti ń challenge ẹ̀yin sìn even to even do more then secondly tẹ́ bá rí nǹkan tí Chukwuemeka sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan kì í ṣe pé bí he was really báwo ni mo fẹ́ sọ he was doing too much on the issue of media but ibi tí wọ́n gbọ́rọ̀ lọ ni pé àjọ yín need láti to go to the grassroots ọ̀nà tẹ́lẹ̀ máa fi go to the grassroots náà ní rédíò ẹ rí i pé rédíò lágbára gan ju television ju social media tá à ń sọ yìí náà tí ẹ bá lè torí bó wọn tá à ń sọ yìí mi ò rò pé àjọ yín tí fi rédíò mo ń bọ̀ o ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú sà mi ò rò pé àjọ yín tí fi rédíò kún ọ̀rọ̀ yín tó tẹ́ bá tiẹ̀ ń ṣe náà irú èmi yìí o torí I'm an ardent radio listener I listen to radio a lot and mi ò tí ì sọ mo gbọ́ mo mọ̀ pé because of ṣẹ́gun ṣe ó yẹ kí n gbé naptip wà.
wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ lórí oríṣiríṣi rédíò Ìbàdàn.
mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kan Cherry
jingles.
Phone mi ni mo dẹ̀ lè ṣe fún yín this is going to be the 16th radio station tèmi ti lọ ní ọdún yìí last week I was still at a radio station about 10 days ago I was at Dominion TV ní Ìyàgò Ọ̀kùnbí I've been to 3 TV stations and this is my second time here but I won't count it as 2 and most of these stations mo ti lọ lẹ́ẹ̀mejì wọ́n pè mí padà this is the 16th I repeat with evidence so ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ń Wales tẹ́ bá ń feel pé maybe mọ̀ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe ní through other radio stations I totally disagree with that because the records are there. I can list all the radio stations if you want me to list it.
Thank you.
I can show you the photographs.
No, thank you, sir.
At least the last time I came here, I had a photo.
Yes.
And some snapshots have been taken now, which these are evidences. Because when I'm talking, I talk confidently because I have evidences to prove such.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Let's move away from that angle. Èmi wá ní ìbéèrè kan nígbà tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé ìfiniṣòwò ẹrú ṣe mọ̀ àwọn èèyàn máa wò pé àwọn tó mú èèyàn lọ kí lórúkọ bíi tẹ́ Baghdad àwọn bíi tẹ́ dárúkọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn ni àmọ́ ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní inú ìlú wa yìí náà a ti dé ní 2025 yìí àwọn ìyálélé tó jẹ́ pé iṣẹ́ pọ̀ gan-an tó jẹ́ pé wọn ò ráyè mójútó àwọn ọmọ iṣẹ́ ilé gbogbo èèyàn wá di pé wọ́n ń wá ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ tó ń ṣe sọ nìyẹn ó wá di pé everybody ń wá ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ nígbà tí àwọn èèyàn bá ń wá ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ mọ̀ nígbà tí ò ń ṣe pé àjọ kan wà tó jẹ́ àjọ ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ federation wọ́n máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wọn náà ni àwọn yẹn láwá ní agent kan wà níbí agent kan wà lọ́hùn agent kan wà níbí àmọ́ lára àwọn agent mi wọ̀nyí lẹ ti máa rí mi tó máa ní ọmọ yẹn ó ti kọjá 18 years old ẹ̀yẹn má wọ́rì tiyín àmọ́ èèyàn ń rọ́mọ yẹn báyìí pa eléyìí ò tí ì pé 18 eléyìí ò tí ì pé 21 ṣe understand ìmí inú àwọn ọmọ yẹn wọ́n á mú wọn wá ó tiẹ̀ ní scam lamako ní nǹkan tó ń ṣe ń sìn àti agent àti ẹni tó bá wá ṣiṣẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ tó ń bọ̀ wá ṣiṣẹ́ agent àti ní ẹ má wọ́rí ó wà òkè àti gba owó agent tiẹ̀ á ní ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ san sálárì fún ẹni yìí ní ẹ̀yìn oṣù tẹ́ni yẹn bá wá torí mo rí lórí social media mo ṣe ń sọ o tẹ́ni yẹn bá wá lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ 3-4 á wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní inú ń lọ́hùn o inú ń rùn òun ó ní nǹkan tó máa ń lò ìlú àwọn làwọn ti máa ń pò pọ̀ àfi kóun padà sílùú òun ṣẹ̀dẹ̀ wọn pẹ́ ní ẹni fẹ́ gbà yín ó ti sanwó
ó ti ń dígbọ́n
ẹ ti understand ó ti sanwó ó ti san everything ó ti ṣe test ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ so nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ béèrè ni pé ṣé regulation kankan wà lórí tí èèyàn ṣe ń gba alábàáṣiṣẹ́ nínú ilé so that kò ní di ọ̀rọ̀ ìfiniṣe òwò ẹrú àti lóní ní ìbàdàn ẹ̀sẹ̀ sọ́nà.
Of course mo sọ fún yín the last time tí mo wá ń pè there's what we call labour exploitation.
labour exploitation.
nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ forced labour wà nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ child labour wà domestic servitude everything boils down to exploitation of that person you understand. And tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ wò exploitation tá à ń sọ yìí kí ni mean exploitation is to take advantage of a vulnerable person to make some financial gains that's just it. Because exploitation, there must be gain. To exploit any, you understand? Now we have what we call the Trafficking in Persons Prohibition, Enforcement and Administration Act. You understand? 2019, and part of it, the regulation of activities of recruitment agencies.
Recruitment agencies.
Yes, I want to buy your share. You understand? Anybody operating a recruitment agency that is not registered under NAPTIP, TAMO, is agency. I mean, iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe kò tí ì pé.
Ṣé tí ń gbọ́ ẹ̀yin ará ilé agent tó bá wá bá yín ẹ kọ́kọ́ béèrè pé ṣé wọ́n wà registered.
All these travel operators, travel agents, if you have any this thing, you have to be registered based on that.
Because
if we take steps, you are not you understand. Because some agents up around recruitment agencies, they are just human traffickers. You understand? In these guys. Even at registered, even you could be registered, but we always have bad eggs everywhere.
Sure,
you understand? You got a man so far because Nibadoin, they are fond of Oyo State, generally. And when you are fond of Koma Be Aonyo, Latikutonu, Togo, àwọn kékèké. You understand? Àti prosecute many people. You understand? Ẹ máa lọ sọ fún yàn kan, there's always a middleman. Ìyẹn ló máa lọ, ó máa connect, yes, sáwọn ìlú yẹn. You understand? Àwọn tó fi ń ṣe ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ based on, statistics. You understand? Àwọn ọmọ tó mú wá láti Togo, Republic of Benin. Then àwọn kan from Benue. You understand? Benue Po. You understand? Then Akwa Ibom, Cross River Akwa Ibom. That's, Oyo State is what I call source, transit, and destination for human trafficking. One trafficker when you're allowed to Oyo State, let's see, Ibomi. It could be internal within Nigeria and it could be external. You understand? What it's man about Oyo State, Koja, let's see other countries. You understand? Mean that Oyo State has a border. Our Yomi, what they took by that's transit, right? Then destination, I talked about destination. They traffic some people, just like the Kutonu, Togo, Wasi, Oyo State. When they pay our money, come and share, all load the sofin. I want to buy she looking at because exploitation, Timba sofin pay our money. When real and wo, you should have one shit. One ma ton one pay and wo yen one ma send it someone will be on Nilo. There was a case like that. In Nigeria láti be 18 years. On the T delivery, on T padalole. You understand? That girl came from Togo. So it was a neighbor ibi tó ti ń share local report from her. So we rescued her. But àwọn tó mú wá tó ń gba chain ní kíní yẹn. Ìyẹn ló ti mú wá gangan ó ti lose contact pẹ̀lú ẹni yẹn. So we can pass it from one place to the other. I want to them bashishe what then saw over 10,000 and they usually pay it for a year. You pay upfront. That's 120,000. I want other things. The last place to teach at the rescue. What it's some over do meji. But we discovered that Obu ye gone Kote Koja Nigeria, not talk of you understand. So what they knew on fair part about Mobile Shima saw all these things. And when we investigated, but she carried out investigation, I think people told the gone what they told you at all. But the only problem only miss our parents that you like to go back. Okay, you will go back. But can he but what he lose could see boshile trace and what to muwa. Because what he were, you understand. But the good thing is that we're able to get her repatriated. Because we work with the heads of one only community in Ibadan, for instance. I will be Togo here, I want Kutonu people here. So we're able to at least send her back home. And I just to delay because Monica she video, you understand. It's about the jubilation village, because I'm parenting here, I want to you understand. 18 years ago, only last. How old was she? She was a teenager. You understand? So what I'm just trying to say in essence is that you understand? Because what easier to manipulate. You understand? Just because Kesha all the Sophie. So such cases Tabad investigate at your to muwa, you understand? At the middle person, they will be prosecuted. One loss one. I personally, I might case them personally as in the agency as an investigator, you understand? Just years back. They could be prosecuted. Those people to exploit our money. And what they jail, what they get 2 years. Still something.
Okay, Mr. Alfred, let me come again with you mentioned victim protection and victim empowerment.
Yes. No, victim empowerment is part of the victim protection. Okay. Because the victim protection, let me just summarize, let me just explain it. Sharing victim protection, you understand, it's a stages, no? Identification, you understand? At least before anything, you must be able to identify that this person is a victim of human trafficking, you understand? So we are talking about identification, that person rescued, you understand? And we talked about sheltering, provision of medical services, because some of these victims are traumatized. Some of them may have contracted maybe diseases or whatever, you understand? So sheltering is part of it. Then we have the counseling aspect, the rehabilitation, family tracing, because you need to, you can't make them go back to where you understand. So you have to trace their family. We call it family tracing. Then after that, the process of reintegration. You understand. That person has to at least go back to the, back to his or her community. Better. You understand. Maybe haven't passed through some harrowing experience. You understand. Then we have the follow up, because you have to follow up that this victim, you understand, is nothing bad is happening to this victim, you understand, to avert re-trafficking, you understand.
So the area I'm going to is when such people are rescued, protected, traced, and taken back home. Is there anything to empower them?
Yes,
so that
I mentioned empowerment.
They don't become. That's the area I was going before you took the word from my mouth. What happens in the area of empowerment so that they don't become victims again? Because it was,
they don't become victims.
Yeah, what made them be victims? Lack of empowerment. So, is there any way to settle them in such a way that they will not be tempted to become vulnerable again? I'm coming. Why I'm asking this question is that we have seen it all when it comes to drug abuse. When people are rescued from drug abuse, even the sellers are arrested. After some time, they go back to selling it. The cycle continues. So it appears that nothing has been done. So that's why I'm asking, is there anything to empower these victims so that they don't become victims again? Because poverty led them to it.
Yes.
How do we empower
avert
them?
All that.
Yes, so that they don't become another victim the second time.
Yes, empowerment is, just like I said, part of the victim protection process, you understand. NAPTIP has done so much in terms of empowerment. Because just as you said, if you look at it, poverty plays a major role in all this. Because you see that all these victims, if you look at their background, it's nothing to write home about. That's why they were so vulnerable. You understand? If I tell you that I have colleagues in my agency that were once victim of human trafficking, because upon rescue, upon the victim protection process, my agency, they say they would like to go back to school, and my agency sponsor them, and upon graduation, any one of them, they will employ them automatically. Tell me, would such a person be vulnerable to being trafficked? No. We have seen those that we say, okay, we want to learn tailoring, we want to learn this, that they put them in vocational skills, vocational schools to acquire skills. And upon completion of this thing, they give them equipment.
Okay.
Sewing machines, all these things, and they do follow up. So it's part of it.
That's good.
Can we see an end to all this?
To human trafficking?
Yes.
It's not possible. Human trafficking is a crime now, just like armed robbery. Is it possible to totally eradicate armed robbery? It is not.
Oh, fine.
It's not possible, but it can be nipped in the bud to the barest minimum. You understand?
Yeah, that brings me to this question, because I know that it has been existent even before our great grandmothers and fathers, and our laws keep revolving to a point. We amend, we put another laws as the modernization comes set in. Now that we are in the digital age, we are using the digital formats to sensitize our people. In those days, we used to have our mothers on the roadside, clamoring for it and asking to stop it. Now, like we have said, that we can just bring it to a barest minimum stage, such that people know that it is not good. Paula was talking about this child housemaid, and you have clarified that, and you've made us understand that whoever that is not registered under you, that shows herself as an agency, should be arrested, because such a person will have been doing that without the clue knowledge of either the child or the person used or your organization as a whole. And that tells us that this thing has a rule. Not only those who claim to be an agency. There is this case in my own particular area. A lady was brought in to a woman to be used, an elderly woman. So they brought that lady there, and they make use of the lady for housemaid. Mama said she used to stay with her. At a point, the girl became a friend to their gate man. And as that comes around, the gate man is having an intimacy with the girl and becoming what will I call a spy for other neighborhoods. So the lady becomes a spy, and the gate man, who was never known to be a criminal before, started getting some things and selling it out, until somebody came to visit, like an elderly person who is already knowledge of this, came to visit, and is not the type that go to bed early, got to know about the sneaking out of that girl about 2 days, and traced where she goes to and things she goes out with, until they get to know that the person that brought her is the person they are those things through the gate man. Now, I want to ask, in case people have such kind of cases, do we have a telephone number they can call? Is there any place they can quickly go to instead of going to the police station to report? We have such case may not have the perimeter or the capacity to give good judgment.
And let me add to that, sir. Is there a way that one can report anonymously?
Why not?
So let's. I know, but
cases can be reported anonymously.
Let people know.
There's what we call.
Ká sọ ní Yorùbá kẹ́ tó dáhùn torí àwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa. Bí ẹn pé èèyàn fẹ́ fẹjọ́ sùn, wọ́n ti rí ibi tí wọ́n ti ń fi èèyàn kan ṣòwò ẹrú ládùúgbò yín àbágbègbè yín.
Àbí wọ́n lò láti máa jalè.
Tẹ́ fẹ́ fi information yẹn tó napsip létí ẹ máa gbọ́ báyìí o, wọ́n ti ń sọ ọ́ tẹ́ ṣe lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ọ̀nà tá lè gbà tètè jẹ́dọ̀ yín nípa pípé tàbí fíforúkọ
ìgbà tí mo wá bí lọ́jọ́ yẹn mo pe nọ́mbà mi at least ìgbà tí mo fẹ́ parí program
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
gbogbo ibi tí mo bá lọ anywhere mo máa pe nọ́mbà mi You understand? Girl tó pè mí láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ mi ò tó mọ̀bìnrin pé báwo ṣe ó ní ìgbà kan gbọ́ rédíò and listening àwọn ọdẹ kọ sílẹ̀, you understand? But the time tó pè mí tó yẹ pé èèyàn kan ló fún wọn nọ́mbà wọn náà, you know, many people phone mi máa ń ring, you understand, cases. So phone number mi 08126289124. Tẹ́ bá call èmi gan mo máa gbé.
Ẹjọba àpèlẹ́ kò sí.
081.
Ẹ bá pè díẹ̀ káwọn èèyàn lè máa kọ ẹ má sáré pè.
081.
081.
26.
26.
28.
28.
91.
91.
24. Yes.
Tá bá pè emergency number Ọ̀yọ́ state, mo pé tá bá pè emergency number tá bá fẹ́ reach fire service kankan bá ṣe tá bá pè irú emergency services Ọ̀yọ́ náà tá bá ní a fẹ́ reach NAPTIP ṣé ọmọ àlè bá wa reach NAPTIP.
Ti Ọ̀yọ́ state. That's National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons.
Yes.
Ọ̀yọ́ State Command. Number yẹn náà nìyẹn. That's the number.
Same number.
Yes. Ẹ ń sọ̀rọ̀ kan pé wọ́n lọ́mọ kan fi jalè.
Wọ́n wá kọ́ ẹ̀rọ
ọmọ ọdún mélòó lọ́mọ yẹn?
ọmọ ọdún 13 years.
Wọ́n fi ń jalè.
Wọ́n dẹ̀ mú wá ṣe ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ ni.
Wọ́n ti kọ́kọ́ tàpá sófin náà.
Wọ́n wá padà gbé ọ̀rọ̀ lọ sí ìtọ́lọ́pàá.
Olè jíjà iṣẹ́ kì í ṣe human trafficking.
Wọ́n mú wá ṣe ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ ni.
Wait tán olè jíjà yẹn because there are two issues now. Ẹ ń lọ ọmọdé ẹ fi ń jalè. Àwọn ló ń fẹ́ ọmọ yẹn jalè.
Ó dà pé àwọn tí bí ẹni tó mu wá náà ló ń fi ń gbà.
So if wọ́n lọ police yẹn wọ́n ṣe mistake because olè jíjà ti wọ̀ báyìí. You understand? Ṣé rí ẹ lè rí case kan kó yẹ pé so many cases lè máa rí nù ẹ̀. Like àwọn kan pè mí gbà wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n rí lórí I think orí TV ibi kan ní side ológun ẹrú wọ́n lọ raid ibẹ̀ wọ́n rí about maybe 83 people ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ní wọ́n traffic wọn wá ní ọmọ kékeré ẹ̀yọ̀ kan bóyá one of the women tó rescue bẹ̀ yẹn ló gbọ́ ọmọ kékeré dání. So mo lọ sí radio station gbà ní the following week wọ́n ní kí la ti ṣe sí case this and that èmi gan rí lórí TV. Police they don't already been what they money. Yes, I'm aware of that case because it's not really TV, but I've not heard anything. Police don't share. When there's someone pay, there are some things that I want you come on the surface level. Not any human trafficking. And where but already and where only on drugs in bed. And where already on firearms in bed. You understand? Because case in transfer is an uptake, you understand? And I told them that if police is on the case, they will do due diligence, you understand? Come on, worry. Investigation can take years, you understand? Many years before Keto concluded. Because investigation is about just unearthing evidences in respect of allegations leveled, you understand? So, Boshi Jenny, you do case here, there's so here. Ole Jijatiwa. Police might go investigating, you know. Anyone to buy a human trafficking case or whatever, at least one magic come on. You understand? Because the transfer cases, sure. DSS transfer case, and all these things.
Bọ́láńlé bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé ṣé àwọn èèyàn lè wá report láì dárúkọ wọn.
Mo dey answer mo ní exactly. Tí o bá dárúkọ yẹn tó wá report, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ṣé ẹni yẹn máa fẹ́ report again. So that's what we call in technical parlance, we call it source protection. You have to protect the source of information, at least, so that life and health of the wire are in danger.
All right, Meet the Press is the program, and we have been talking very enlightening with Mr. Kayode Alfred, the NAPTIP Oyo State Commander. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, Meet the Press will continue.
FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Yomi on 0706 616 5053. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ polówó ọjà yín lórí rédíò tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ máa ta wàràwàrà bọ́ mẹ́ta ṣe ń tà West Radio ní kẹ́ ẹ máa bọ̀ o àfẹ̀tiwa gbé tiyín lárugẹ. owó ò ga jara lọ o. Come for your jingle and advertisement at West Radio 89.3 FM. gbogbo lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ àti lájọ̀lájọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ńláńlá àti kéékèèké ẹ̀yin ilé ìjọsìn pátápátá ẹ máa bọ̀ ẹ wá gbé wò ẹ jẹ́ wò ẹ jọ́ wò ẹ tọ́ wò jọ́ gbà ọ̀gá ni mástà. kí lẹ tún dúró ṣe náà. ẹ má ṣe tàbí ṣùgbọ́n o. ẹ máa bọ̀ wá sílé iṣẹ́ wa. gbàǹgbà la wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títì. ilé funfun pẹ̀lú àwọ̀ búlù. West Broadcasting House ní Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ìbàdàn Ọ̀yọ́ State Nàìjíríà. ẹ̀lú 07066165053 tàbí 08035093394 West Radio 89.3 FM ọlọ́run gbọ́ gbogbo ń tẹ́ fẹ́ ojú kan ló wà.
èmi lọ́lọ́pẹ́ ní ètò tí ó máa wáyé ní ìkànnì yìí West Radio 89.3 FM ní déédé agogo 4 sí agogo 5 ìrọ̀lẹ́ gbogbo ọjọ́ ìsinmi. abala méjì ni ó kalẹ̀ kà sórí ètò yìí. abala àkọ́kọ́ ta ni ọlọ́pẹ́ níbi tá a ti máa gba àlejò àwọn tó yẹ pé wọ́n mọra wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọlọ́pẹ́. abala kejì òun náà ni abala ọ̀rọ̀ àṣẹ níbi tá a ti máa gba àlejò àwọn ikọ̀ àti ìránṣẹ́ ọlọ́run tó yẹ pé ọlọ́run fún ní àṣẹ ní déédé agogo 4 ìrọ̀lẹ́ pẹ̀lú ọmọ yín ọ̀rẹ́ yín Sunday ọmọ Afọlábí. nínú ọdún yìí èmi àti ìwọ a ó jọ gbégbá ọpẹ́ ẹ̀já jọ gbọ́.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
right, you're welcome back. 15 minutes to 4 p.m. and it has been a wonderful time, both on the show and even during the break. You're welcome back. It's Meet the Press on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State. And you see this thing we're talking about. It has to do a lot with families. It has to do a lot with families. Our guest on the show is the Oyo State Commander of NAPTIP, the Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons and other related offenses, I believe. And he's been dishing out a lot of knowledge that people need to know about trafficking in persons. Wọ́n ti ń sọ oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú fífi ẹni ṣe òwò ẹrú. Oríṣiríṣi náà wọ́n ti sọ nípa pé àwọn tó tiẹ̀ ń ta ẹ̀yà ara wọ́n ti ní ìyẹn lásán gan pé òun ta òun exchange ẹ̀ fowó ó tàpá sófin Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn tó lọ mú àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké wá tó bá jókòó sílé ẹ̀ tó wò pé ṣèbí agency ni bíra agency yẹn ṣó bí wọ́n ṣán wà registered pẹ̀lú NAPTIP. Ẹ ṣé gan ni Mr. Kayode Alfred, ẹ ṣé gan ni fún gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ti sọ lórí ètò lénìí àmọ̀rí rẹ̀. As we gradually wrap up the program or wrap up the show today, hoping to bring you another wonderful time next week, we'll just ask if you have any last questions for our guests. Chukemeka, Mr. Falabi.
No, he has been able to explain some. One thing I want to ask again is the psychosocial support that the agency offer to these victims. What does it entail?
We have a whole department known as the Counseling and Rehabilitation Department,
Okay.
where victims of human trafficking are given adequate protection. And I've mentioned the different stages, you understand. So we call it counseling, you understand. And all our counselors are trained, you understand. They are experienced, you understand. So there are ways they do it, you understand. They are not. These are not.
Can't be saying it on
I can't be saying it online, you understand. But of course, psychosocial support is a very, very, very important aspect of victim protection. So we do that.
Thank you so much, Chukemeka. Do you have any last questions?
No, I don't want. I just want to praise the work of this organization, having come around to sensitize the people, let us know more about what they have done, give us more enlightenment and the general public about the areas that we should look out for. Where we see any, we should just call. Like we said, whatever you hear anything, say it out, say something. And that is where I want to praise the organization. I've listened to some of your jingles in the past. I want to listen to more. While we are off air, we talk about what makes us to grow up as a child. And to this point, those things we know. We also want our kids to know about them so that they will take it around. They become the vanguard of these agencies, the channels at which they'll be able to relate to themselves and their parents. They become the key watch person, They watch their environment. In case they sight anything, they can say, Daddy, that person look like a trafficker, a child trafficker. That person's behavior in our society, they will be able to call attention to it. And so that is why I want to say thank you very much for granting us this opportunity to talk to you again. And we hope that we will listen to more of you on air, and even after which now we want to see more of what you've also tell us here, and people will be enlightened. As you have said, it will be very difficult to stop child trafficking or whichever trafficking that we may want to look at it. But we believe that as we all collaborate together, we can reduce them to barest minimum. Thank you very much, sir.
And to our producer, Chief Yomi Davies, thank you once again, sir. Do you have any last questions for our guests?
Yes, I just want to buttress what the last speaker said, that I would believe so much in jingles because I'm a radio person and I know what jingles can do in enlightening people, because I remember when we were growing up, many jingles that we used to listen to when we were very young still register, in our brain. And so I just want to, yes, it's not as if we don't appreciate what they're doing, but we've wanted to do more anyway. So we'll do more, this enlightenment and in form of reaching out through jingles. Jingles can be very, very effective, very, very effective. So that people, even ordinary people, in our neighborhoods, people will be so conscious that what they are doing is wrong, and people can even monitor for you, because why the government created this organization is for people to to be able to even monitor and report when they notice all these things, so we can assist your agency, and collaboration, as Afolabi said, is very key, and he also emphasized on that, to collaborate with media houses. We are here to support you,
Thank you so much, sir. And our guests, any last words for people who are listening when it comes to,
first and foremost, I would like to say thank you to all listeners. And please, I urge you, when you see something, you say something and you do something. So when you come across suspected case of human trafficking, I've given out my number. Please don't hesitate to call. We will promptly respond. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much to every listener on Meet the Press. That's what Wales Radio is all about. We're always looking for ways to help the family become better. Don't give out your children to people. There will always be another way. We know that, as we have said, poverty is a major driving factor, but there will always be another way, instead of giving your child into the hands of the people that you don't even know what exactly they're going to do. These days you can't even trust your family members, talk less of people that you don't know from anywhere. So please, let's find other ways, not giving out our children. And to young ladies, young men, now you know that exchanging any part of your body for money is a crime.
Yeah.
That's not even talking about the damage it can do to you. You could wind up dead, so because this matter is serious. So we have to say it as it is. So if you're in school and you have those people who are coming to meet you, in fact, when they come to meet you, tell them you're not interested and report them to the relevant bodies. Report them to the police. As our guest has said, you can report anonymously to NAPTIP. Report them. You know why? So that they won't go and meet another unsuspecting person. And please carry this gospel to your friends. You've heard it now. Let your friends know about it. Your church members, the people in your mosque, wherever it is that you are, let them also know about it. And that's it on Meet the Press for today. Very big thank you to our guest, the Oyo State Commander of the NAPTIP, Mr. Kayode Alfred, and also very big thank you to our producer, Chief Yomi Davies, for affording us such a time. And of course, we must say a big thank you to the CEO and founder of Wales Radio 89.3 FM, Evangelist Lillian Badimosi, because again, if this radio station were not there, we wouldn't be able to do all of this. So we say very big thank you. On behalf of panel members of Meet the Press, we have come to the end. We'll be back again next week, God willing. My name is Bolanle Udueku Ayola. Don't go away. We have more programs lined up for your listening pleasure right here at Wales Radio 89.3 FM.